Hello again. From time to time, some public figure says something so monumentally stupid and ill-informed that it causes one to reel back in disbelief. Such a person is the Attorney General, Lord Hermer. Speaking yesterday about those in Reform and the Conservative Party who wish for Britain to leave the European Convention of Human Rights, he said that the claim that international law is fine as far as it goes, but can be put aside when the conditions change, is a claim that was made in the early 1930s. He then went on specifically to draw a comparison between Reform and the Tories and the Nazis in Germany in the years leading up to the Second World War. People have denounced this suggestion as offensive, which it may well be, but the chief criticism is that it is completely mad and illogical. Let me briefly explain why. We can sum up what Lord Hermer said in the form of a syllogism as follows. The Nazis withdrew from some international laws. Reform wishes to withdraw from some international laws. Therefore, Reform are like the Nazis. It takes only a few seconds to spot the fallacy in this reasoning and to see just how foolish the Attorney General is being. Foolish or dishonest. Hitler was famously a vegetarian and great lover of animals, and one of the first things which the Nazis did on coming to power in 1933 was to make the vivisection of animals illegal. This was done on the 21st of April 1933, just a month after Hitler had persuaded the Reichstag to pass the Enabling Act, which granted him dictatorial powers. Now let's apply Lord Hermer's logic to this piece of legislation. The Nazis outlawed the vivisection of animals. The RSPCA is opposed to the vivisection of animals. Therefore, the RSPCA are like the Nazis. That makes perfect sense, right? It is precisely the same logic as Lord Hermer applied about withdrawing from international law, and yet we see immediately that it is completely mad. I think it's fair to assume that the Attorney General is probably a more intelligent person than me. At the very least, he is better versed in law and logic, because of course he was for years a prominent human rights lawyer. I can only think then that if I can spot what's wrong with that argument, then he can too, and that he is deliberately being untruthful and misleading when he compares Reform to the Nazis, which in turn means that he's more likely to be a dishonest and unscrupulous man than he is an ignorant fool.